Hey everyone, welcome to The Gig, a series about film and TV from behind the scenes and on the screen. We're your hosts, Leyla T. Rosario.
And Jessica L. Ransom.
And today we will be interviewing Shauna Seresin.
Yay!
Hello, ladies.
And Shauna is the founder of Minerva, a management consulting and business development firm that works with ad agencies, brands, and production companies.
Launched in 2015, Minerva represents Majority Film, the first company to be built upon a diverse and all-women roster of award-winning directors, including 2 2020 Oscar nominees. Shauna's recent projects include a talent search for a Black-owned leading ad agency.
Born and raised in London, Shauna entered the advertising business there at the Mill. From there, she moved over to the visual effects company, Smoke and Mirrors, where she worked closely with technical artists and ad agency teams as a producer.
In 2008, Shauna moved to New York City with her husband and 2 sons. She became the leading sales agent at industry leader Amber Music, where she drew upon her past as a performing artist with major UK record labels RCA, BMG, and Acid Jazz, and tours with Jamiroquai, Paul Weller, and the Brand New Heavies.
Currently, Shauna is focusing on opening doors and promoting opportunities for people of color in advertising and marketing.
Welcome, Shauna. We have known you for a very long time, and we just read your brief bio, but tell us about how you got started in the business, and also, too, were you a recording artist and we're just finding this out right now?
Right.
Well, gosh, I've done everything, ladies. I have done everything, and I fell into this industry purely by chance. I met a fella and basically got introduced to the advertising agency because I wanted to go into fashion. I was a fashion geek and felt the diversity there straight away, which didn't sit with me. So I knew I was creative. So I just branched out and fell into the Mill purely by accident.
That is incredible.
Yes. Yeah. So how did you go from the Mill to then becoming like a rep? Because you were like a producer, and then how did it go from there?
Yeah. Well, I knew I didn't want to stay at the Mill for long. The Mill taught me the basics, and the clients were coming in, and it was just like, I want to be on that side, agency side. So what I did is I felt I needed to learn a bit more about post industry. So then I got poached to Smoke and Mirrors. That's where I learned everything about post and agency side of things. And when I felt I knew enough, I went agency side.
Oh, nice. I was going to ask you, like, basically, before we get into your clients, like, what does it mean to be a rep? Let's like start from the basics, because a lot of people watching may not know what that means.
Yeah.
So let's just start
Good question, girls, because I didn't even know what a rep was until I reached here. Right. So, again, when I went to Smoke and Mirrors, being a sales and marketing agent, I knew I had a lot of contacts. I knew I had a lot of friends that were still in the industry. So it took me a while to understand repping. Mm-hmm. And I learned it purely organically, met other reps along the way, and started from there. But again, I knew nothing about repping. But what I did know is my sales. Love people, love talking to people, love talking to anyone. And with that sales background, I knew I could launch into it. So 2015, I met up with Mary Knox and we decided to form Minerva. Now, Minerva, being new, it had a reason behind it. You know, goddess of wisdom, you know, strategy. Minerva means everything, as in what I'm doing now for clients. If you were coming into this industry and knew nothing about reps, just understand a rep is like a talent agent.
Okay.
We purely work for our production companies to find them projects, from brands to advertising and documentary films. We try and find them work.
Can you be our rep? I mean, you know.
Anytime, Giselle, anytime. And you know our color is now.
Yeah.
um, Speaking of sales, and thank you for explaining that, I'd love to know a little bit more about how do you get your clients and how do you cultivate those relationships?
There's several ways how to get clients. Most of the time, they reach out to you. We get a lot of emails from production houses wanting to collaborate and join with us. We've got to try and understand the production people that are coming to us a bit more, because if it's not the right fit, there's no point taking on a company whose reel's not developed properly, who doesn't understand what reps do, and there's a mismatch with the other talents on the roster. So we decide whether to take a client on or not, and usually it's not, because we are so concentrating on the rosters we do have, and there's always this clash. Yeah, we don't want to cross over into another production house that Majority Films has everything, with docu-style, being an all-woman roster. We don't need to clash with another one. And then sometimes I do a bit of homework. We need more diversity. I get on my laptop and start looking, and then start reaching out. And usually the case, some of these good, diverse creatives, they already have been signed, touch wood. Other times they're not, and try and start a relationship there and then see where it takes us.
Very nice. And now I want to know, because you've been doing this for a while, so how would you say the industry has changed from when you started as a rapper to now? Is it more word of mouth based? Is it, do you still do like the cold calling and things like that?
Yes. As a rep, you have to use all your facets, and that is picking up the phone, emailing, taking people out to lunch. Well, no more lunches, it's Zooming, it's Zoom lunch. And doing every bit way I can to just keep a relationship going with clients outside, to keep me thought of mind when they are looking for that perfect production, perfect VFX, animation. So I'm on the phone a lot. I like talking, like I said. I love picking up the phone and chatting to someone if they've got time. Emails just as good, but I find a one-on-one on the phone is my ideal time to, really sell the roster that I have.
That's great. Can you give us any suggestions for any Black and brown person wanting to become a rep?
Ooh. Yes. Know yourself. Understand that you will be a front face to your clients. So you need to understand your clients. You need to understand what you have selling to be able to portray what you have. You understand what I'm saying there?
Yeah.
Always make sure you keep your ears to the ground, because things are happening so quickly and so spontaneously that you can't be just sitting behind a laptop and just doing emails. You've got to read. You've got to read your AICPs. You've got to read what's on Shoot. All these industrial magazines that you have dealing with this industry. You need to kind of read. Follow up on what's going on, who's gone where. That's very important. From directors to agencies, you must follow up on who's gone where, what they're doing, and just keep tabs.
I know that we've discussed, me and you personally, about the lack of diversity with reps. And I can say for a fact you were the first ever Black sales rep I've ever met, which is pretty sad, but it's true. So have you experienced racism in this industry? Have you felt that being a barrier? Because it is such, like, the diversity in terms of sales rep is like none, to be honest.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, racism's everywhere.
Mm.
I have dealt with it all my life. I choose to deal with it in a way that if it's seriously in my front face, I react. There's other subtleties, and this industry is full of racial kind of innuendos. The way I deal with it is basically knowing myself, and I do confront the person. If I'm very comfortable in the situation, I will confront the person very nicely. If I'm not comfortable, I will probably walk away, digest it for a bit, then probably bring it up another time. I wait for my battles. I don't just spring out and lash out, which is very hard to do sometimes because racism can be so in your face that it's hard to ignore. But sometimes you've got to strategize and take a step back, wait to fight another day.
Wow. I had to just thank you for that. I would like to know, how do you see the business changing after 2020 due to the race revolution? And where do you think majority and some of your clients will go now?
Very good question. I think majority has everything moving forward. Our other clients, they have been very much into finding the right talent, male or female, whatever color, to suit their roster. And I'm proud to say I do have clients that are very much in the fore of wanting to have a diverse roster. They've never been afraid of it. It's just what's out there and me finding it for them. What was the other question?
No, totally. Where do you think majority and some of your other clients will go now?
Majority, I think, stands a great chance at the moment, being an all women, all diverse roster. We've been screaming their name for ages. I think now's the time for majority, with what's going on, for people to really pick up the phone and give us a call. Same with our other clients. Everyone is aware and have been aware for a while. And with this noise that is happening now, and it's a noise that has needed to happen, it's just a shame how it happened. And emotional. It's important that with us being creatives, it's important that we share what we know and what we love about this world. And I feel that the clients I have moving forward, they have always felt that when they took me on. I mean, look at me. You can't miss. And I will always voice, where's the people of color here? What's happening here? What I am finding is, and it's a shame, but I'm glad it's happening, but it's a shame how it's happening, how clients are now just phoning up, asking for female of color. It's a shame that it's taken this for people to wake up.
Thank you. Oof. Yes, it is a shame. And that, we can talk about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
At a later time, yeah.
But you know that we're actually going to interview majority in the next couple of weeks, just letting you know. So they're going to have their own gig video soon.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So we're gonna give them some props. We're gonna be interviewing like the entire team. Yeah. Letting you know.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think 2021 and beyond will look like in terms of diversity for the advertising industry specifically?
I think it's going to be a lot of people of color. I think industry and brands, they have known about this, but yes, they're waking up now. Moving forward, they have to really try not to be this, what's the word I'm looking for, jumping on the bandwagon. Moving forward, brands and advertising agencies need to be a bit more sincere. They need to invest more in their people of color, because what we've been finding last year, this year, is just that token tick. Moving forward, I think that you're going to see a lot more thought into the process of finding people of color, creatives that can do the job, that are sending out a message, that can do correct sending out messages to their Black consumers. There's going to be great change, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited about moving forward, seeing you lovely ladies, seeing all the Black creatives coming out and really showing what they can do. The future's bright and Black.
I got chills at that.
Yeah, let's switch gears to talk COVID for a second. You know the production, I know, right? The production slowed down, come to a standstill, but things are definitely starting to open up in LA and Atlanta. So how do you think the business is going to be post-COVID now? There's not going to be as many in-person meetings, like you said, the Zoom lunches. Where do you think it's going to change for you? And how are you handling this like hurdle of like basically no work really happening for the last few months?
Yeah, it's been an eye-opener, and everyone's learning at the same time. There's no real answer to anything. But moving forward, remote is happening. We've had one of our clients, Free Ride Entertainment, do a remote shoot for Lexus, which was very successful, and it's on air now. Remote is the way. No one really has a black and white list of how to do things because of insurance. Insurance with this COVID, there's no rules. There's no write-up on COVID. So people are a little bit panicky, finding their feet. But then we've just taken on a really great experiential company called Meptic, which do fantastic behind the scenes, AR, AI, all the virtual stuff that's needed now so that you can sit in front of the Zoom and you are in some fantastic space, which people see, and your backdrop is just amazing. So moving forward, there's going to be a lot of tech work in experiential, lots of remote work. And we've had our clients do a couple of shoots where it's just, the director, the DP, cameraman, and the artist in front of you, and they're just making things up as they go along. We have had a lot of clients calling up, seeing if our directors have a big house. Where do they live? Do they live in a field? Can their family do acting? Let's do a shoot. And that's a lot of that has been going on. A lot of that.
All right. Any projects that you are personally working on that you want to promote? Like, do you have a new album coming out, or is there a new artist that we should check out that you're repping? Let us know.
No, singing days are gone, ladies. Yeah. I'm really into developing people of color. I, myself and my business partner, Mary Knox, we are always constantly searching for the next Black thing. And I say that as in, it's always been my drive, my goal. Since I arrived here, I've always been, wow, there's so much creativity here. There's so much stuff here, good stuff that needs to come out. How can I get all that in and help? So recently, I helped set up a talk with POCC, which is people of colour creatives, which started out in London. And we managed to get some great people on a panel. Leyla, yourself.
Woo! I was very happy to be there, very honored.
Wonderful. It's so organic. And stuff like that, stuff that I can help with the skills that I have to be a platform to take over and just help people of like myself and of any race into this industry. I think the more we can look for these type of people, because they're not really searching for us because they don't know how to get into this industry. So the more we have in internships, the more we have in agencies funding for these high schools of color and introducing this industry to them, good things are going to happen in 2021. Good things. And I think we all need to know our history, right? Because if we don't know our history, we are doomed to repeat it again.
Yes.
Yeah? So knowing our history, knowing moving forward what we have to do, let's just roll up our sleeves and get into it. I'm kind of sick of this, everyone noticing now, and oh yes, it should have, could have, would have. It's time now, guys. It's time. Let's do this. And let's not wait till Thanksgiving. Let's carry on doing this. Because my fear is, ladies, and I'm sorry to be such a downer, but my fear is that by Christmas, this is a wave. By Christmas, our brands, our clients, you know, again, we've done enough. We've donated. We're putting money for this, you know, startup company that's Black organization, and then we've done our bit. No. We really need to invest. We really need to have a strategy. It's not a band-aid. I keep hearing this band-aid thing. And we need to teach our white brothers and sisters to have empathy and understanding. It's hard for them to understand, but if they have, I'm just going to say this, if everybody has a friend of every race and color, racism will not be a problem. You need to get to understand Asian people. You need to get to understand Black people. You need to get to understand white people. For that to happen, we can reduce the racist stuff that's going out there.
Amen. Amen. And any final thoughts you have for, like, you know, for the Black kids out there that are looking at you and looking to get in the industry, or just in general? We would love to hear.
My little advice to them is count to 10. You will always have obstacles in your way. You will always have someone jealous, envious of you, thinking they're better than you. Count to 10. Counting to 10 is my mechanism to push me to go into something where I am uncomfortable with. And it's a little game that I have. And when I count to 10, it can be fast or slow. But once I get to 10, I have to do what I set out to do. So counting to 10 is basically pushing yourself, knowing that you are brilliant. You can do whatever you can do. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of the unknown. moving here to New York, it was the unknown to me, but I counted to 10 and I got on that plane with my husband, and here we are 11 years later.
And killing the game. Yes,
Beautiful.
That was lovely. Thank you so much.
That was
Thank
great.
you so much.
Thank you so much, Shauna. We will definitely talk to you soon.
Oh,
Love you.
I
We
hope
love
so.
you.
Girls, you're
Thank
doing
you.
a great job. I thank you so much.